Welcome to DopeBets. Please subscribe and like this video for more CFL and other sports betting picks. College football is in full swing and the NFL has just kicked off as well. But this weekend, I'll be betting on Canadian football. I personally like betting on CFL football because it's always exciting with evenly matched competition. With that being said, we'll be going over this week's Canadian football games that are scheduled for this weekend, CFL Week 15. But first,
not so fast, my friend.
Let's get a quick recap of the previous week's CFL action from Week 14. For the first game of CFL Week 14, we had picked the Ottawa Redblacks to be our underdog CFL play of the week against the BC Lions. The Redblacks got off to a slow start, but behind backup quarterback Justin Crum, Ottawa scored an amazing 31 points in the second half, a great way to start the weekend. For the second game of CFL Week 14, I had said the Tiger Cats would take care of business against the Montreal Alouettes, and they did just that. Hamilton was a force on the ground as running back Greg Bell rushed for over 150 yards. Once again, there was no way Montreal was going to win this game. That got us to 2-0 on the weekend so far. The third game of CFL Week 13 was a complete slow grind by the Saskatchewan Roughriders. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers held an early lead, but the Riders' defense held tough as the Riders got the upset and covered the spread as well. This was our third CFL pick that hit this weekend as the Riders took a 21-13 victory over Winnipeg. The fourth game of CFL Week 14 was another winning upset pick for us. The Edmonton Elks were playing at home as huge underdogs and got the victory over the Calgary Stampeders, as predicted. Elks running back Justin Rankin was a beast as he rushed for over 200 yards, another winning pick on a live dog. So to recap CFL Week 14, if you had followed all of my picks from the last video, you would have gone a perfect 4-0 this week. We were able to capitalize on the Ottawa Redblacks, Hamilton Tiger Cats, Saskatchewan Roughriders, and Edmonton Elks all taking care of business on the field. As predicted, we're actually on a streak of 7 consecutive winning CFL bets. After an action-packed CFL weekend, we have 4 exciting matchups to break down and make a moneyline pick for this upcoming CFL Week 15, so let's get it. First, we'll have the Winnipeg Blue Bombers at the Hamilton Tiger Cats, Friday night, September 12th. The Tiger Cats come into this game at 7-5 after a win over the Alouettes last week. They were able to establish a devastating ground game last week as they cruised to victory. Still though, quarterback Bo Levi Mitchell is without a doubt the leader of this offense. He'll be looking to get hot against a Winnipeg defense that has repeatedly gave up big plays through the air this season. After losing to the Saskatchewan Roughriders last week, the Blue Bombers come into this game at an even 6-6 record. Although his offensive line gives up pressure at times, quarterback Zach Collaros has one of the highest win percentages as the Blue Bombers starting quarterback. Their defense is definitely tough and physical, but they do give up a lot of plays through the air. I think this will end up being a high-scoring game, but no matter what, I see the Hamilton Tiger Cats winning this matchup. I think Hamilton will continue to push for a playoff spot and get another consecutive victory. I'll take the Tiger Cats at home. Next, we'll have the Ottawa Redblacks at the BC Lions, Friday night, September 12th. The BC Lions come into this game at 5-7 and are riding a 2-game losing streak. They're just about the most inconsistent team in the CFL and are on a bit of a cold streak. Nathan Rourke is a dynamic quarterback that has a cannon of an arm. However, they have offensive line inconsistencies and their defense doesn't know if they want to be good or not. The Redblacks come into this game with a sloppy 4-8 record. Their problem is that their starting quarterback has spent the majority of the season being hurt in some way. Also, their defense has a really tough time stopping the pass and the run. They give up a lot of big plays, which is proven by their record this season. I know that the Redblacks beat the BC Lions last week in upset fashion, and that shouldn't have happened. However, I'll be taking the Redblacks to beat the Lions again, but this time on the road. I think the Lions' pride is a little hurt after such an embarrassing loss last week. It's hard to not focus on that kind of pressure while performing. Give me the Redblacks in a low-scoring game. Next, we'll have the Edmonton Elks at the Toronto Argonauts, Saturday night, September 13th. The Argos come into this game with a disappointing 4-8 record, although they are riding a 2-game winning streak. They have a tremendous amount of talents on both sides of the ball. Quarterback Nick Arbuckle and wide receiver DeMonte Coxie are truly a dynamic passing duo, but for some reason they can't equate that to a winning formula. Often, they actually have the lead, just end up not being able to finish the job. Edmonton comes in this game with a 5-7 record, but a lot of us are actually surprised to even see that. The defense is inconsistent and the offensive line hasn't really done much to protect the quarterback as Cody Fajardo has had to constantly escape the pocket in order to make a play. I might sound bandwagon as hell, but this week I'm going to take Fajardo and the Edmonton Elks to get a victory against the Toronto Argonauts. Toronto might jump out to an early lead as they often do, but I expect Cody Fajardo to pull off a late comeback win. Give me the Elks on the road. Last, we'll have the Montreal Alouettes at the Saskatchewan Roughriders, Saturday night, September 13th. The Roughriders come into this game with an outstanding 10-2 record. They're absolutely loaded with talent on both offense and defense. Their leader is Trevor Harris at quarterback, who is playing the best football of his life this season. Jameer Thurman is without a doubt a stud on their defensive unit. When the Riders are hot, they can't be stopped. The Alouettes come into this game with a 5-7 record and are currently on a whopping 5-game losing streak. This is mainly due to the numerous amount of injuries they have racked up this season. Quarterback Davis Alexander has been out for the past few weeks, and it really shows. The Montreal offense has not been the same at all. For this pick, I'm not sure if the Alouettes will win this game, but I have a feeling that they'll at least cover the spread. Montreal is supposedly getting a few guys back that were previously sidelined due to injury, and this should be a huge sigh of relief. I'm not sure if Davis Alexander is ready to return yet, but I'm taking the Alouettes to cover on the road here. That's all my CFL picks that I have for you today, so let's get a quick recap of our picks for CFL Week 15. We're going with the Hamilton Tiger Cats, Ottawa Redblacks, and the Edmonton Elks all to win, and we're also looking for the Montreal Alouettes to cover the spread on the road. Hopefully we'll have another exciting week of CFL football and winning bets. Please don't forget to like this video if you enjoy this type of content and comment below your CFL Week 15 picks. I'd love to hear them. Thanks again for tuning in this week to DopeBets. Subscribe for more upcoming sports betting content.